Oh, welcome to Chatted Up Sports, ladies and gents. We are back on a beautiful, beautiful Monday. Just a couple of dads here with you at first.
It's daddy daycare, baby.
It is daddy daycare, my friend. It's
Yeah.
it's in full force.
No Eddie
Everybody-
Murphy. No Eddie Murphy
No.
in this house. It's us two.
Well, we might have our Eddie Murphy.
Well, to be fair, you're right.
Yes, let's be honest. There he is, Malcolm.
There he is.
What's up, guys? I'm so sorry I'm late.
Dude,
That's actually
You guys hear me okay?
Great transition as we were introducing you. So,
Oh, we're live. Okay.
oh, brother, we're getting it.
Yeah, we a couple dads had to get started here. We've
Y'all
been
got
waiting
babies,
around.
man. I get it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna slide this over. I bet you. Did you go from a suit? Did you have a suit on today, or where were you at?
I had on some slacks and a polo, but yeah,
Okay.
we're going
now you're in the
to.
comfy clothes.
Crazy.
Yeah. I was chilling today. I went from that to sweatshirt. I got on little sweats. Took my shoes off. You know, them shoes were screaming at me now.
Man.
No, the
I don't know.
dogs are barking.
Dog.
Well, for those who haven't seen Malcolm's like dress shoes, I mean, those are nice. Like those things, they'll form your foot into a smaller foot. Like, you know, you can only wear those so many hours in the day. So God bless you, man.
I appreciate it, bro. You know, I got to look good for the brand. It's so good to see you fellas, though. How we doing?
Good.
Fantastic, dog. Fantastic. I got some waters and electrolytes. I got my race this weekend, boys. You guys gonna come by for peaks?
When is all that? When is that? Monday?
Sunday morning.
Golly.
Burning up the streets of Chattanooga. Half marathon, 13.1 miles. There's nothing like America that celebrates half of something.
So what? So where do you start? Where do you end? Do you know the route yet?
Yeah, we're starting at Coolidge Park and basically run all the bridges, which is sad because I forgot. Dude, we're without the walking bridge for 18 months after this weekend.
Yep.
That's so heartbreaking. I just didn't even think about it. I was like, time's flown by. I remember that being a topic of conversation when we had Brian Smith on.
Yeah,
and now it's actually here.
A year ago. Yeah, it was like a year ago.
Oh, dude. Wow. But yeah, so run around Chattanooga, run the Riverwalk, all the beautiful things about this place. I get to see them all and die a little bit. My boy Lewis is coming down from Greenville, so I do have a running mate. I didn't know he was going to do that. He's training for the Ironman. So this is just like it's just a training run for him.
Well,
yeah, Ironman, that's like that's like what, triple that? So I mean, it's like, and then you're 70, also biking and you're swimming?
70.3 miles total.
Like, where are you going for 70 miles? Like, man, you're gonna end up right where you started.
Yes.
I'll see you back there.
Would I pass away if I did the Ironman race? Would I honestly die?
Do you think you finish it? Do you think you could finish it in 2 days?
No, I think I would Uber. Honestly.
How good of a swimmer are you? Because that's usually where people die. Like, people die like by drowning, typically.
Brother, I would have on floaties in the Ironman. They would look at me crazy.
He said he's DQ'd, but man, he's a fan favorite.
God.
Could you imagine the boys 200-some pounds wearing floaties floating down the Tennessee River for the sake of love it.
Have you ever tried on a wetsuit, Miggy?
No, bro, I've never tried on a wetsuit a day in my life.
I didn't know if there was like one. I didn't know. I could see your family going on like a strange Hawaiian vacation. You guys all trying to surf or something. That's why I asked that.
That is definitely on brand for me, but no, I have never tried on a wetsuit, brother.
Okay. I haven't either.
I've done it. It's when I went swimming with dolphins, they make you put those on so you don't like contaminate, the nasty ass. So so I wore them for that, and I mean, you can still, it's warmer for sure, but it's still cold. Like, if water's cold, it's cold.
Yeah, I knew they were pretty resilient whenever I was watching the Chris Hemsworth Limitless. In one of the episodes, talk about like cold temperatures, like how the sauna and the ice bath is huge everywhere.
Yeah.
He went out like in the frigid cold waters of like northern Canada or something crazy. And I was like, dude, that looks miserable. But he's just out there surfing away. And I was like, I guess those things are awesome. They must work really well.
I think it also is like kind of part of the look, right? I mean, if you're gonna go play basketball, you gotta wear J's. You know, I mean, you're gonna have to. You're gonna go surf, brother. You better put on the Billabong wetsuit.
Dude, great transition again. You have just soft served these up, dude.
I mean,
Welcome to RJ. There he is.
What's up, boys?
What's
Well,
up, dog?
Hey, Jay.
I feel like I haven't seen you guys in forever.
I know. It's been a week. It's only been a week.
It's really only been a week, but it feels like I
Feels
haven't
like
seen the
forever.
boys in a while, man.
Welcome back,
Oh,
bud.
where'd
you go for the birthday dinner?
Golden Corral.
Boy, what? I haven't been to Golden
Yes.
Corral in a minute.
yeah.
As the first
I didn't know
time
they
I-
still existed, dude. I'm gonna be honest.
That's
I-
my
I
expected
idea.
that.
the one that we went to at one point burned down and they rebuilt it. And I haven't been probably like 10 or 12 years, I think.
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was better than I thought it was going to be.
Okay, I'll take that. I mean, the soft serve ice cream's always slap, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it was packed, dude, which makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
But like,
Southeast Tennessee, baby. Golden Corral's gonna be packed.
Is Ryan still
Good point.
around?
Bro, I think Ryan's is resting in peace, man.
Oh, it's RIP.
Yeah.
The
I used
last-
to love Ryan's.
the last Ryan's I remember is now the Chattanooga Allergy Clinic. Same building.
Yeah.
Same building, dude.
Yeah.
That was
That's
a.
the one I remember.
It's like Lee Highway, I think.
Uh-huh.
Didn't that look like a
Yeah.
bunch of medical offices over there
Kind of.
too? God, I don't know.
Ryan's. Wow.
Yeah,
Man,
and Shoney's. Don't forget Shoney's. That was also in that like buffet.
Oh, Shoney's was big. The older crowd loves it. There's still one in Gatlinburg on the Strip. When we went up there
dude.
for a little family vacay, we realized, wow,
I've never
okay,
been.
Shoney's still kicking.
I've never been.
You never been to
We'll go
Shoney's?
to Shoney's one day.
They don't,
We'll
have
take a
they
good
don't
one.
have Shoney's in Dallas, Texas. Never even heard of that until I moved here. And then Bliss is like, Shoney's. My Grammy loves Shoney's. And then that and Demos's. Demos's was the other like Tennessee favorite. DEMOS. They have a good soup. I don't know.
I've never been there.
I've never even heard of that place.
Damn, they'd be
Yeah.
lying to me.
They be
must be
lying to
like
me. It's
Danville.
They'd be
crazy.
lying to me. Crazy. They'd be making that up. No one heard of it. Well, they like it. So
Speaking of crazy, y'all want to go ahead and talk about the most crazy thing that happened that gave us sports entertainment this weekend?
Little-
Steve
little-
Smith Sr.
Yes.
little TMZ chatted up style. What's we got?
Dude, what? I mean, you said it perfectly today. Absolutely wild, GT.
Wow.
Wild stuff. This was. I don't know. I don't know how to respond to. I mean, I don't know who's the good guy and the bad guy here. Because listen, it was a lot for that man to come out and just start blasting on Twitter. But when you're upset, you're upset. I don't know what to say, but these text messages are brutal. I don't know if I don't think this is a podcast for us to read them.
No.
No.
No. No.
No.
God.
You point people to the link and you're like, go read them for yourself. But like,
Yeah,
no.
Fellas, can I tell you something?
please.
What's up?
Batman would have had to tie me up himself for me to tweet that out about Steve Smith and my wife. They would have to have put me in a basement and held me hostage, man.
Well, so that's the thing. I can't say that he handled that very well because I know because when we did one of the things we can share is that he texted Steve Smith Sr. I mean, arguably one of the best wide receivers of the 2000s, and said, "What do you have to say for yourself?" And he said, "Sorry."
That's crazy. I would be in prison.
Dude, that call was so awkward. If you guys haven't, listen, these texts are brutal. I mean, this is X-rated stuff. There's a reason we're not saying this. We have jobs, we have families to keep. This is some of the most brutal. Mr. Tony Martinez was his name. I was trying to think of it. I knew it was pretty simple.
He was a
But
member of
yeah.
the marching band, right? The marching band for the Ravens. That's
The wife was a member of the marching band. She does a lot of stuff for the Ravens, and then local legend, Steve Smith Sr. It's like, hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, my favorite tweet, I think, from him was people are going to remember Steve Smith Sr. for a long time, but they're not going to remember me for very long at all. I was like, I see what you're saying. But like you said, Biggie, like, I don't know. I get both sides of, hey, you want the redemption, but also it's like, I don't want everybody knowing.
Bro, to know
You got
that
C-worded.
my wife, who they're on the internet right now comparing my wife to Scott Van Pelt in terms of appearance. They said that Steve Smith basically hooked up with Scott Van Pelt because they look the same. Like I would die. I mean, there's no imagine his core friend group like ours. What do you say to him? Like, yo, I just saw a tweet that like GT, you would send that to me and be like, bro, they are roasting you right now. You
Oh, yeah.
know?
I know.
I feel bad.
Nah,
Mm.
it happens. It's just I don't know why you're putting it on social media, telling us all about it. I mean,
And a washed up Steve Smith at that, y'all. It's not even Carolina Panthers. It's the Baltimore Ravens version.
Yeah. I mean, it's burn the world down with you kind of deal.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's one of those approaches. I don't think this would be me because I'm kind of like, I don't think I want people to know that I took the hard L. I'm going to try to give an L to this. It's one of those things that you got knocked out, but you gave some bruises on the way down. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know what's going to happen for old Steve. He's got some family issues to deal with this weekend, I'm sure. I don't know if he's married, he's got kids. Another part of it was people were blasting Steve Smith because in November he was cheating on his wife, but in December he was taking Christmas photos with the family. Savage, dude.
I'm not laughing.
hide your kids, hide your wife, man. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Steve Smith Sr. come to town. Crazy.
Have we had any more like crazy? Has Twitter done this with any other like cheating scandals? I'm trying to remember one that was this big.
I mean, the last one was Travis Hunter's girlfriend. That kind of took the internet.
Oh,
Yeah.
wild there.
Well,
Yeah.
it went wild because like no one liked her, and that he would basically go up to a party and drop her off and sit in the car while she was inside like partying and like at like college, and he would just he just seems. I think Travis Hunter needs to get his heart broken a little bit because he not a lot of savage on the relationship side of Travis Hunter from what I've seen from that thing. But isn't Joe Burrow another one? Didn't like he get caught because of the burglary?
Like somebody broke into his house and that model was there, right? Or something.
Yeah.
Allegedly, I don't.
Allegedly. Oh, I didn't know that part.
Allegedly.
Dang.
Yeah.
Not saying it happened. Not saying allegedly.
No, I mean I wasn't there. This is all a sports show in Chattanooga. We don't.
Yeah, we don't know. I'm gonna look this up real quick. Joe Burrow model. Who would have thought?
Apparently, it was his secretary, I think, from what I remember. I'm not looking it up, but yeah, I mean, he got away scot-free. We just said, oh, okay. So tell me about Jamar.
Yeah, but say Bengals are decent right now. Let's not curtail this. He's been hurt too long. We can't.
Yeah, we need Burrow back.
Honestly, that's just recent, but like, it's a good question. Here's a podcast question. What is the biggest sports scandal of all time? And do not include O.J. Simpson. Cannot be O.J. Simpson because everyone will say that.
Yeah.
So cannot be that. But give me what's like the biggest, like, oh my gosh, like what?
I mean, it has to be Tiger Woods to me.
Yeah.
That one's up there.
For his fall from grace to just happen like that. And if you're watching, feel free to throw your answers in the chat. But I think Tiger Woods overall, no question.
Okay.
Probably the old. I mean, I guess does it fit into the same category with the old SMU, like the Pony Excess documentary and stuff?
Well, I mean, yeah,
they got the death penalty and
go anywhere you want with it. I mean, you got Aaron Hernandez out there. You know, that was a wild story.
Dude,
Pete Rose is up there for me too. That's one of the things I think about the cheating stuff, the sports betting stuff. But God, man,
who was it?
The Tiger thing.
Who wasn't that just recently happened to? Is an NBA player that was betting on games.
Oh,
like active
Porter,
NBA. Him.
Yeah, Porter Jr.'s younger brother.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing.
Yeah, he was riding the bench, right? But he was betting on games.
Yeah. And then have you guys seen the new kids? I think I don't want to say the wrong school, but there's 3 kids that are betting their unders.
It's I want to say, is it New Mexico? It's a school like that.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. Basketball player. Let's see.
What's the question? I zoned out. I was looking.
Fresno State. I was going to say Fresno State, but I didn't want to. I don't want to throw Fresno under the bus. You know, people at Fresno might get mad. Like, hey, not our guys, because Chat It Up has a big Fresno podcast listening. Yeah, Fresno State players are betting their unders on rebounds and points, dude. Michael Robinson and Jalen Weaver. Oh, and Zayon Collins. All 3 of them. Dude, bet your overs, boys. Have some confidence. My gum.
Honestly, you know ones that we all kind of just shoved under the rug that was actually within the last few years that could have been the biggest sports scandal of all time if they handled it the poor way. Shohei Ohtani basically just bailing his boy.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani's that man was his Snoop Dogg's fall guy, weed man, kind of thing. He just you're on the bus at all times for a reason, and you'll take the fall, and I think he did. So that would have been a bigger one because Shohei's like Babe Ruth of our time right now.
Yeah.
So for him to be kicked out of baseball, that would have been internationally massive.
Those are big. I'd say now thinking back, this Tiger thing was the biggest national news for weeks.
Yeah.
That's probably the most, because I think that one's still talked about.
Yeah.
And referenced. Like anytime Tiger's active, somebody's gonna be like, "Well, you remember?" Yes, we all remember.
Well, there's a cool Netflix documentary, like limited series, right? It's not a documentary, but it's like each episode's an hour 15, called Bad Sport, and super good. So good. So they have a whole bunch of these like sports scandals kind of things. Like, dude, one of the craziest ones on this was the racehorse scandal. And so this is like a rich people's scandal. So all these owners would have these racehorses, and they'd be able to put insurance policies out on them because they're very expensive. If they get hurt, you can do that. And it's a very unregulated industry, the horse insurance game. So, there's this guy who would go in and be hired by these ultra wealthy people who needed to be bailed out or whatever, and kill these horses and make them look. And he knew how to kill them in just a way that it looks like it was a natural cause, so they can get paid out on these insurance claims. And this guy like jumps on. He's like, "Yeah, dude, I don't even give a crap anymore. I'm just gonna tell y'all how it happened. I'm past the statute of limitations here anyway. So yeah, let's do it." And so he jumps on this like a Bad Sport on Netflix, and he just sheds all the light on this scandal. So that was probably the craziest one that you probably haven't heard.
Oh, so the horse hitman, like
yes,
that would be the perfect. This popped into my brain that no one else mentioned.
The pony piercer, that would be a good one. It was like a serial killer.
That's even.
Ooh, that's good.
The alliteration.
Something.
What?
Did you write like children's books when you were growing up and down the song?
Oh no,
You're
man!
crushing this, dude.
This is just me.
I love it. All right, get back on your train of thought. I know this one.
Yeah, no, this came across my TikTok. Tanya Harding, and I can't remember the other skater's name. I can't. I literally just read it the other night, and I can't remember what her name was. The supposed attack where she got knocked out of the Olympics.
Tanya. I watched that. You also, what's her name? The actress. She played her in the movie. Barbie.
Oh,
Wolf of Wall Street. Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie.
She
Robbie
played
her in the movie.
That's my girl. Man.
Well, she's everybody's girl, man. She's
nah.
phenomenal actress, beautiful
Australian.
I watch a hockey game with her.
Yeah, she would. Miggy still believes. Yeah. Never know.
Hey man,
I will say, you guys remember? I mean, a big sports scandal. It has to do with death. Steve McNair. I just watched the documentary on.
Oh yeah.
Steve McNair. Did they ever find out who killed Steve McNair, or was it his girlfriend?
I believe it actually was his girlfriend.
But he was married. Like, that's a big deal. Like, Steve McNair was one of the best quarterbacks of the 2000s.
Oh, believe me, I know, bro. I know very much.
What year was that? 2005 or 6?
2009.
9. Wow.
God,
And
dude.
it was on.
I graduated high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was on the 4th of July, and it always rains, at least for a second, every single 4th of July in Nashville. It's weird.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. Dang, dude, that story was crazy too. Because I just remember he was like my hero. Him and Eddie George, Frank Wycheck, that whole story. Like, God, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sure was, Aaron. Like, he was a well-liked dude for sure. But part of it, like we were talking about off air, GT, it's like these guys, they just have girls
lined up
every day.
I know.
Especially if you live in a big city.
Mm-hmm.
See, I can't relate. Like, I mean, when the Lord says don't judge, I won't. So, but I'll say I've noticed some things, and those guys from a very young age, they've always had kind of like those real big athletes, those star athletes. They've been kind of surrounded by people saying, "Oh, great game, you're great." When they get to these hotel rooms, man, it's the same thing with these girls. Like, they just wait in the lobby. They just, like, there's a whole crew of them. Oh, Jacksonville's in town playing the Broncos. They go to the hotel. They sit in the lobby. They dress up real cute, and then they try to get you to buy them a drink at dinner or take you to dinner or whatever. And like, it's just a whole gambit. So I don't know, man. I just cannot relate to that.
No,
can't say anyone's ever lined up in a lobby for Gary.
But I've never stayed in the Marriott and then everybody be like finding that guy. No. Nobody's ever thought that. Nobody's ever come knocking at the hotel gym while I'm on the treadmill. Yeah, it's just being a couple of the old dudes. Some guys like, I'm ready to get back into it.
No, so I can't relate to them, man. I can't relate on that. But there's a lot of temptation, and you gotta stay close to the Lord. Like I said, I mean, you got to do it. So no way you can face it.
Yeah, Aaron brings up another one. Lance Armstrong. That was another big one.
Yeah,
doping scandal.
That I felt like that really broke a lot of people's hearts when that came out, because it was like he was so like top of the sport, and it's like, oh hey, he was oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, it was like Live Strong.
Everybody was.
Everyone all had the bracelet, man.
Oh, dude, Live Strong. That was like a fashion statement.
Like you had somebody. Yeah, a Live Strong bracelet was everything.
Yeah, I didn't even know where to find one, and like you had to like be gifted one. You had to be given one. Like,
yeah. I ain't never biked a day in my life. One of those fancy ones. I was living strong though, bro.
No.
I'd have rocked my yellow suit.
He had cancer. He talked about how he beat cancer. He did all that. He won these things. And then, like, I think it was just he knew the lie was continuing. And I think it got so big he didn't know how to backtrack from it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's one of those you just get such a big whirlwind. You're like, well, I've got to just keep the lie going. Die with the lie, boys.
Die with the lie, man.
Die
I've
with
been
the lie.
watching. I've been watching Love Is Blind season 8. Die with the lie, man. All kinds of tomfoolery in that show.
I'll get a TikTok from that stuff about once a week, and it fascinates me how crazy people are.
I think they have specifically hire folks who are like, all right, they're missing some screws there, and let's throw them in a pit together, see who likes each other.
Is Love is Blind that show? Is there like a Spanish version? Is that guy that was trending a while back that his girlfriend was?
Oh man, no,
No, she was.
no, that's a
Yeah,
different.
dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
Boy.
She was.
That boy sprinting down the beach, fellas.
was it Montego?
Montoya or something?
Montoya, he was done for, bro.
He's
He
like,
was
We got some
done for.
4-4 speed, baby.
like Angela, no. Just watching her getting.
Bro, she was putting in the work though. Like,
I don't know if she was putting in any work, man. I think she was taking the
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, that poor guy. That guy had to do it like twice too. That's the worst.
Yeah.
He was breaking down film, y'all.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
imagine somebody just putting on film of your girl just getting.
And dude, and then you got a whole
I couldn't
audience
handle
behind you. You got a
Yeah.
whole audience of your buddies behind you, and they're just going like, "Ooh,
Ooh.
Oh,
you checking this out?"
oh,
That's,
Like
oh.
we all have the same response, like, "Oof, that's some back
Yeah.
shots I ain't seen before." So I mean, it's
Ugh.
crazy stuff, man, out there.
oh, what was it? Aaron's comment about the Celtics coach sleeping with the front office lady, it made me think of this. Mel Tucker from Michigan State, hitting on she was like an advocate for like sexual assault or something like that. And he sends her like unsolicited dirty messages and text, and Michigan State ultimately gets out of their horrible contract with him. I completely forgot about that, dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
I remember that. Then you had just like what last year, the Florida coach, the basketball coach? You like,
Oh yeah, the Florida assistant basketball coach.
he just got there and like was hitting on girls like as soon as he got there, and they like kicked him off the team. He said,
Dog.
He said, but I'm just saying that's true though. That's happened. You can't be doing that.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, again, we didn't think about that.
Deshaun Watson.
Is you think that one kind of gets not put on the back burner because of what he did, but like because the deal, like most people when they bring up that situation, they bring up how bad of a deal it is for the Browns.
Yeah.
Instead of like the actual, which I'm not saying is how you should look at it, but like when most people reference the Deshaun Watson situation, it feels like they're saying, "Oh yeah, the Browns are stupid because of this," not "Oh hey, Deshaun did some horrible things."
Yeah,
He needs to
be average for that to be the main story. But him being so terrible makes it more of a football thing.
Yeah.
285 guaranteed, fully guaranteed.
I mean, there's a lot, man. There's so many. I mean, because you can go dirty and dark. You can go kind of funny with the scandals. I mean, we even got into like 1970s WWE lifestyles. Like,
oh my Lord.
There's some underground stories. I'm sure if we did our research, we could be like, okay, boys,
just go watch like the whole Vince McMahon documentary. That's just a list of scandals.
Well, there's a cool podcast called Sports Crimes, and that's what I'm thinking of. Sports Crimes, and they do all these like crimes of these different sports.
All right, we need to get Sports Crimes on here. We need to figure out a couple we want to talk about.
Yes,
that's our goal.
It's really weird of me, but Aaron Hernandez, I was so not enamored with it, but like Aaron Hernandez is a real deal murderer, bro. Like, how are you really good friends with Tim Tebow? And Tim just didn't know that you caught a body before the Georgia game. Like, he just it's crazy.
That's what I feel like we missed with the Netflix Florida documentary. Like during those years,
Oh, dude.
that was just an Urban Meyer puff piece.
Yeah.
That was the
I'm
biggest
with
whiff
you.
of all time.
Well,
Yeah.
dude, okay, I'm with you, but but Netflix strategically they did that because they knew they could get the Florida one, and then they knew they could get another one if they did Aaron by himself. So like instead of wrapping this all into one and doing like the Florida Gators as a full documentary, they're like, well, we can do Florida and we can kind of tease Aaron, and then we can do a full Aaron documentary, and we can get two birds in one stone.
So
Like-
instead of putting your customer first, you put a second to your product, and so there's a better show that could have been made, in my opinion, on both sides.
The
Shareholders.
Bouncy Twins, like all that stuff, dude. They missed so many things.
How would you rate
Breaks my heart.
how like of all the things we've brought up, how would you rate the Johnny Manziel documentary? Like it comes out where he's like, oh, he's not watching film. Yeah, shocker. Like,
I
he was
personally
just-
loved the Johnny Manziel film. I thought
Oh,
it
I
was
thought
amazing.
it was great. Like the documentary itself, yeah, but like his actions, does it feel like, well, it's just a young kid and he got way too much fame, kind of like what's his name? Justin Bieber, when he
Yeah.
wrecked his Lambo and was having
Yeah.
Listen,
problems.
there's
It's
more
like-
to Justin Bieber's backstory. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
If you go far
yeah.
enough into TikTok, there's a lot of stuff going on that that he went through. So, but I think any kid who's like kind of the king of the world, and you don't have the life experience to humble you, you're gonna go
Yeah.
up like that. I mean,
and you're just getting handed money, like
yeah, money, attention, privileges.
Fame.
I mean, you could walk. I mean, Johnny Manziel at Texas A&M. I mean, I think he's about as big as an athlete star as we've had in the last 25 years. I mean, give me one person who was bigger than him on campus. Johnny Manziel at Texas A&M.
Nobody.
Maybe Tim Tebow. But I mean, that's it.
I'll say Cam Newton for a second. But Johnny really had like that star power. Like you stopped watching anything else
Yeah.
to tune into Johnny Manziel playing football. At least I did.
Because
Oh, yeah.
Auburn was good. Well, they were great with Cam Newton. Like I think they clearly needed him to win the title, no doubt. I'm not saying that. But Texas A&M was never going to win any like title while Johnny Manziel was there. But we definitely wanted to watch him. We didn't tune in to watch Texas A&M like you mentioned. I would say I tuned in.
You believe because of Johnny, though. Like,
Yeah, he was a
maybe-
shot. That
Yeah,
team
it
wasn't as good as Auburn in 2010.
It was probably better because they had Mike Evans.
Yeah.
A dog.
Yeah,
Oh, they did have my
dude, Cam really carried that Auburn team.
Really?
Yeah,
Did
like he
somebody
put
give a
them on his
stat?
back, dude. We're talking about the same Auburn team that went down to like 24 or 28-0 to Bama, and he carried them back. Like Georgia
Yeah.
had this team on the ropes, and he carried them back. Like that 2010 Auburn team was, I mean, they might as well have put Newton on the front of the jersey. He was the team.
Yeah. What were you about to say, me?
There's something that says that, and I'm gonna Google this to fact check myself, but Cam Newton is the only player to have a rush, a receiving yard, or a passing yard from that offense in the NFL.
I think you're right. I think that's who was the running back? It wasn't Trey Mason, was it?
I'm not
They
sure.
had somebody that like a few looks, but they had the corner. They had Carlos Rogers, but I don't think they had anybody that like played much other than that.
No, and then they had
Some defensive tackle.
what was that? That was gosh dang, what was his name? I can see the cheap shot on Aaron Murray. He didn't play with Cam though. You talking about number 90 for Auburn?
Maybe
I cannot remember his name. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He was the highly touted D tackle. Was an absolute freak. I want to say Nick Marshall, but that's not his name because I know who Nick Marshall was. Like
Nick Fairley.
Y'all, it is
Nick
true.
Fairley. Thank you.
Hmm.
Oh, it is.
Him
It
and-
is.
Yeah, he's the only offensive player from the 2010 Auburn National Championship team to play a regular season NFL snap.
Yeah.
He led the Auburn Tigers to a natty with 0 skill players that were drafted in the NFL. His season, 30 passing TDs, 20 rushing, 2,800 passing yards, 1,500 rushing yards.
So I was
About as
wrong.
single-handed.
That Auburn team was worse than the Texas A&M team. That
Yeah,
Manziel
you guys are right.
That's as probably as
Wow.
single-handed as you'll see a team win a natty with because it was Cam. It was Cam.
Yeah,
I love that.
that's the best. That's the best football player I've ever watched for a single season.
I mean,
He
was insane.
There are some awesome players. Like when you watch Burrow, it was incredible, but it wasn't the same. Like you said, you might as well just put it on the front.
Like Burrow, it's a different kind of impressive with Burrow because he's also throwing to like now the two top receivers in the NFL. Like,
Yeah,
and it doesn't help that you're also throwing to Randy Moss's kid, and like Clyde Edwards-Helaire wasn't horrible, and like it helps, having weapons like that. But like watching Cam Newton, like to me, Cam and Tim, like, and don't get me wrong, Joe is great, but Joe, like from the moment watching him in college, was like, okay, this guy's a pro quarterback. This guy is a pro quarterback. Watching Tim and watching Cam, it was like you didn't think about it because they were just that good. You were so obsessed with what was happening in the game and what they were doing and who they were. You didn't think about like, oh, what are they going to do in the NFL? Because you just didn't care. And that's also, we're talking about two totally different landscapes in college football at that point, even though they're only like 9 years apart, 10 years apart. Tebow's a little older than Cam. But landscape was totally different. Like people just felt more entrenched in Saturdays. And so when Cam and Tim were doing what they were doing, it was just like, it was must-see TV. They were both incredible. And
that was the start of Alabama's trajectory too. So I mean, right? Yep. That's like Saban got there, 08?
Saban got hired before the 07 season. They went 6-6. And then they had some back and forths with Tebow in Florida. Tebow left. Urban Meyer ended up leaving Florida, I think, the year after Tebow left. And then Alabama just like a rocket ship, dude. Yeah. They just took off. They dominated. They dominated the college football for the next however many years.
Yeah, 12 years, really.
Until last year. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically. That like every up until last year, every recruiting class that Saban had won a national title over like a rolling 3-year average.
That's wild.
Insane, dude. Insane. Because he won in 08, lost in 9, won in I think 10 and 11 back to back. I think that was his, or I might have that backwards. But 1-1, lost back to back, and then 1-1 every 3 years, pretty much.
That's crazy to me.
Unprecedented.
And it's going to be so hard to replicate that anywhere else.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to happen eventually. But right now,
maybe. Well,
this playoff, you're going to get screwed.
We don't know. Yeah. Winning national championships just became harder because now instead of doing what, in the BCS era with Bama winning, well, it's like, oh, well, you got to go beat Notre Dame. Okay. Oh, you got to get up for one game against Ohio State. You got to go play LSU. You've already played them once this year. Like, oh, you got to get up now we're in the 14 playoff era. Okay. Well, you beat Cincinnati. Now you got to go beat Georgia. Like now it's like, okay, you've got to beat 3 or 4 of these top 12 teams. And 3 to 4, depending on where you fall in the bracket.
Yeah.
It's just that much harder. And then with kids moving all over the place now, and we're getting to a point where schools are starting to cancel spring games because of NIL, which is just
USC.
Who's canceling?
Nebraska, I believe.
Texas, Nebraska, USC. I'd heard Tennessee had toyed with the idea. I haven't heard anything out of Georgia yet. I haven't heard anything out of Alabama yet. But several schools are canceling their spring games and citing player health and roster poaching or tampering
Dang, man.
as reasons for.
Dang.
Yep.
Oh, did
So-
y'all watch the spring games usually? Y'all like avid
I-
spring gamers? I know you are.
Yeah, just I always tuned in when I was younger. Every once in a while, I probably watched like every other year for a little while. But I think it was just one of those things, like it was a free game. I think they may be charging like $5 now, but it was cheap. It was something to go to. Tennessee packed it out every year, man.
Every year.
It's a
It
family
was
affair.
something. It was a family thing. You could take your kids. They had like the games. They did all the little things for you. It was fun. And look, man, it gets a demographic that isn't able to go to games. Like, I mean, it's especially nowadays, like it's expensive to get in. So like it gets a different demographic to go to Neyland, go see it, go show your kids. And even if it's not like too hurtful on the pockets for you, still, if we had, 3 kids, like that's a big day, but you can go early on Saturday, you can leave whenever. It's not like you're missing out on a bunch of ticket money. It's like, all right, we're leaving the second quarter. We had some fun. Got a smoky dog and got out of there,
Yeah.
Oh, and those are like big autograph days too, right? Like that's where kids get their posters signed and
For
stuff
sure.
too. So like that's
Yeah.
the best chance of getting a Nico autograph for a lot of those kids.
For me, it's like
that's true.
it was a way for teams to kind of emotionally charge their fan base, because it was that singular moment where it was like, okay, this is your like tease of football before we get into football season. And then
Yeah.
also it was kind of like that halfway point where it was like, hey, you made it through spring. Now you just got to get through summer and football's back, baby. And it also, as a college football fan, like when you're an NFL fan, you kind of, I know free agency is a thing and players move around, but like you didn't see players churn quite the same way as they did in college. So you kind of got to learn who the team was again. Like you kind of got to, if you were a more casual fan where you tapped out, when your season ended, spring game rolls around. It's like, oh, hey, here's the starting 11 on offense. Here's the starting 11 on defense. Here's the names you need to know for the season. Like it felt like that moment where it was like, okay, football's right around the corner. And it makes me really sad.
I think too now, like because we relate so much to the SEC, I think because baseball's gotten bigger,
Yeah.
especially for us, for Tennessee. I mean, really for you
sure.
too, Joseph. Like it's
Dude,
like it's the baseball magnitude now. Like there's something else. So it's the attention thing, like for all of us, not to get whatever, but it's just like, hey, there's this world now that there's something going on all the time. And baseball has become so popular, and to me, I love it. Like GT, you and I were talking about it like off air. Like we're watching Tennessee baseball in freaking January now.
Yeah.
Or February. Like I can't wait for it. It's fun. And like I was tuning in this weekend, and so now that's going to fade away. It's like we already have something that's bringing people to campus. Like that brought people to campus. The store, the Alumni Hall, got some more money than that whole weekend. Can people come buy their jerseys for next year or new apparel or whatnot? Like things have just changed in the rotation of sports, and baseball's huge. And they don't really need people on campus that much anymore. And like you mentioned, the NIL stuff, it's like somebody might leave next week and you don't even know. It's like, hey, we don't even have time to practice with these kids anymore. So I kind of get it, but it does suck for those that really do enjoy it, because the football homers, it feels like a little part of that's dying. Like I heard somebody talking about it, and I forgot, like those recruiting magazines that would come out and all the scout magazines that you'd get like in March or April. It's like, dude, this spring game, the Ohio State spring game, you'd start reading about it. It's like, all that stuff's going away now. Like, magazines are different, but
Yeah.
those nostalgia hits are kind of gone. And
Yeah.
to be honest, it's a good thing for the schools because baseball's been so big. So I can see it. It's probably going to happen. I don't really see why it wouldn't.
Yeah, and SEC baseball's kind of insane. I mean, the top 4 teams are SEC teams. They've got, was it 7 out of the top 10 teams or 6 out of the top 10 teams?
Football, basketball, baseball, all SEC dominates.
Yeah.
All three.
Yeah.
I think in women's softball. I've had to do women's softball,
softball, basketball,
women's basketball as well.
Well, I mean, now softball, yeah. Oklahoma's run the sport the past 4 years.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're in the SEC. And,
now.
My statement is still a fact.
It is a fact.
I don't know why you're trying to tell me I'm wrong.
You are correct.
I'm not. I'm just.
So speaking of that, so Hannah, my wife, has made a lot of jokes about me because every night I'm like, yeah, there's like, oh yeah, this game I kind of want to watch. It's top 25 matchup. She's like, is everything a top 25 matchup? Like she's just like, I was like,
right now
I watch a lot of SEC stuff, so yeah. Like I never thought adding Oklahoma, Texas, and just the magnitude now, it's like everything in basketball and baseball, I do feel like is a top 25 or top 15 matchup every week. And I'm like, sorry, it's the truth. And she's like, there's no way. There's no way all these teams are like, yeah, we are. Like basketball is so strong right now. Baseball season is going to be the same exact way. So I'm like, I'm telling you the truth. They are top 25 matchups like every night.
And honestly, college baseball is fun. Like MLB, it's hard to get into because there's so many games, and it's kind of more of a casual thing. College baseball is a lot of fun. I mean, what were we talking about? 29 runs the Vols put up against like Gardner-Webb or something crazy. Like they put up 29 runs to 5. Like those metal bats are putting butts in the stands, man. It's a lot of fun in those games because there's a lot of action. It's like with those metal bats, it's like shooting 3-pointers in NBA, like, right? So it's just kind of have like that extra little bit of fun whenever you hit something big like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, because Miggy, when you were there, you're just going to get Smoky Dogs for $1 on Wednesday.
I wanted some Smoky Dogs and a pizza. Whenever it was Tennessee baseball in 2015, 2014, that was, hey, we got $5 that lasts us until Friday. Let's go get a free pizza at the baseball game. We can split it and then go back with a different T-shirt, get another one, and then go out. That's what it was about back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, that was different, man. And now it's the hottest ticket. I was just looking the other day at the schedule. Hey, I forget how long that season is.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're still playing regular season games in May.
Yep.
And then that was the gift that we were given was the College World Series, which I love. It's one of the coolest things like that. And listen, it's part of it. Like I'll talk about it again, but going out there and you're seeing it, you're like, dude, this is sick.
It's fun.
It's so worth it, isn't it, GT?
Yeah, Omaha's a blast. And like specifically on that weekend, right? Or that week, it's a lot of fun. And honestly, those bars right next door, super cool, super close, very walkable. And so, I mean, I had a great time going to Omaha.
Go back.
I was thinking, like, yeah, I don't know, let's say the Vols go all the way again. I think we got to.
We might have to make a little journey up there.
Have a business expense. I don't know.
Yeah,
we can write something off on a 1099.
Yeah, we were talking about taxes today, boys.
Well, yeah, we're
learning this process.
We're trying, man. We're trying. We gotta fit in a world of tasks into very little time. I feel like so. We're gonna do it.
Yeah. For those out there, the world of multi-person LLC, multi-membership? I can't remember the exact phrasing. It's called. We are learning. We are learning, friends.
Yes.
We started a business. We just know a few business things.
We are deducting
and dreams.
We are deducting. We claim no revenue.
That's right, baby. We did a lot of stuff for free. You're one, boys. Yeah.
Passion drives this bus.
Passion drives this bus is crazy.
Yeah, that's why we're all working different jobs,
telling you what.
Dog. Miggy, you want to finish it off with some birthdays real quick?
I absolutely can.
Let's do it, brother.
This out real quick.
This was a good hang tonight, boys. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dude, the sports crimes like popping off, scandals.
Oh, love scales.
Dude, if we did like a full dedicated episode, like that could get kind of wild.
That's a good summer episode, boys. We do some research on it.
Yeah,
Bring
dude.
our
Good
true
summer episode.
favorite sports.
Yeah, deep dive on it. We almost
Sports
like make
scandals.
presentations.
I love that.
All right. This guy, welcome to Birthdays, by the way. If you don't know, we do a segment about famous, influential individuals that are in pop culture. And we try to guess who they are, and their birthday falls on the day that the episode is happening or the following day. And we got a good one to lead off. This guy is a college dropout, but is arguably
Kanye.
no, that was a great guess though.
Oh.
And I did that on purpose.
Damn. Dang.
He is the originator of something that everybody has.
Steve Jobs.
Yes. Steve Jobs. He would have turned what today? He passed away when he was 56. So that was 2011.
Wow.
Yeah.
I forgot he was that young.
Yeah.
God, dude.
All right. This guy is from Grand Rapids, Michigan. He is, to me, one of the best athletes to ever live.
Oh.
And he
Very
is
soon.
for sure, no, close though. He is for sure the most paid to ever live.
Most paid.
The
To
most
ever-
paid.
Magic Johnson.
No. Good guess though.
It's a great one. Michigan. Who the heck is from Michigan?
Most paid
Is he an athlete? You said he's an athlete?
He's an athlete.
He's an athlete.
is or was?
He is. I mean, he was, but he is. Like, you wouldn't want to see this person at all at their sport.
This Tom Brady?
No.
Is Tom Brady from
Uh,
Michigan?
He played at Michigan.
I don't know.
No,
Most
but it's kind of
paid.
he didn't go to college. And I think that the two fathers' children on this call, their daughters could read better than them.
My
Huh.
daughters can
Your
read.
daughter could read better than this athlete.
That's Kevin Garnett.
No.
No. Oh, shit.
Oh, that's actually a good one. I thought I was
Well,
like,
I remember watching something on like NBA TNT, and he was like, just could not pronounce a word.
All right, you guys are gonna feel so mad whenever you hear this.
yeah.
It was Floyd Money Mayweather.
Oh, dang it. That
Yeah.
I was like,
Really?
damn,
Never would've
most paid.
You said
I
random
didn't think about
town
boxing.
and most paid, and that's all.
My
I
head
heard.
went boxing, but I thought Mike Tyson. I was like, no, it's
Oh,
not.
yeah.
Floyd Mayweather
Ah,
is celebrating his
Floyd.
47th birthday today. He has never lost a boxing match. Is a 50-0 multi-millionaire.
Yep.
Really a billionaire. And we're gonna go from one billionaire to the next. This guy is still kicking. But
Warren Buffett.
no, but that is such a great guess.
He said still kicking, and I just
Yeah.
thought
That's
Yeah.
such a
that
great guess.
dude's old.
Everything in terms of fashion when it comes to sports, this guy is the pioneer of.
Phil Knight,
Ralph Lauren.
Yes, that is correct. Phil Knight.
Nike.
Um, the last one from today, this is really hard. You might not know this, but I'll just throw it out there. He is best known as portraying his father, Ice Cube, in the 2015 biopic Straight Outta Compton.
O'Shea Jackson.
Wow, GT would be the guy to get that.
I
That's
was gonna
hilarious.
say, if we had to pick out another one of our brothers, it's definitely
Yeah.
GT.
That is so funny.
Damn, bro, that was quick.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's
Take care of
really
your
aren't.
retirement and also talk about the thug life at the same time, dog.
Yeah,
Multifaceted.
I'm gonna look
Take
for
care of you now
tomorrow's
and later.
birthdays. All right, this guy is from Memphis, Tennessee, and he is one of the most winningest world champions in the history of sports entertainment and wrestling. He is turning 75 and is known for the iconic name, the Nature Boy.
Ric
Ric
Flair.
Flair.
Ric Flair, absolutely. Ric Flair turning 75
Woo!
tomorrow.
I forgot he's from Memphis.
Yeah, he is from Memphis.
2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo!
This guy is an American football player, and he has played for multiple teams during his time. I think he was one of the best transfer quarterbacks to be kind of in, I'd say, the last 4 years. He was a 2-time state champion in this southern state. His father was also a quarterback for the school that he originally went to.
Is
Fun
he an
fact,
active?
he is an active quarterback and is now officially a starting quarterback in the National Football League.
His dad was also a quarterback
His dad was also a quarterback
in,
The
in,
in college.
in college.
The school that he started with, he did not finish with.
He's now a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Is it
Yeah.
Kyler Murray?
It is not. Jay, I'm shocked you haven't got this yet, to be honest with you.
Whose dad was a quarterback in?
All right. It was in a state that Tennessee borders.
So we got Kentucky, Alabama, Georgia.
And he is a starting NFL quarterback. He played at
His dad
2
was a
schools.
quarterback?
He was drafted in the last 3 NFL draft classes. He was drafted.
His dad played quarterback.
Yeah.
Who's
Drake
yelling in the car right now? Like, there's got to be somebody.
Somebody.
Is it Drake?
letting
Is
us
it Drake May?
It is not Drake May. All
That's a
right.
really
I'm going to
good
give you
guess.
one more hint. He has a stepbrother, essentially, that is about to be drafted this year, upcoming. And they play together.
Oh, it's
Um,
Bo Nix.
It's Bo Nix,
God
guys.
dang
What are
it,
you
dude.
doing?
Bo Nix.
Yeah,
I'm so
yeah.
mad at everybody on this
God.
call.
I know. My bad. My bad.
Uh,
My bad.
I
I don't
forgot
even-
his
Oh.
dad was
I
a
had
quarterback.
no idea.
I don't
his
know.
dad
I don't
played.
know Bo. I don't
I
know Bo.
totally forgot. It's Patrick, right? Is his dad's name? Patrick
Yeah,
Nix?
Patrick is his
I
father.
totally forgot about that, dude.
Yeah.
His dad's a speaker now.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that is going to be our birthday run. Birthday. Congrats to everybody celebrating a birthday. And yeah, disappointed, fellas.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Disappointed. I am shocked right now. Y'all might owe me some suicides or something.
But yeah, I'm going to get back in the lab. I'm going to think about it this week.
Okay,
Dude,
get in the lab. Get in the lab.
Yeah.
Oh, like
I
100
do feel
bucks
like my
for
sports
Bo Nix thing.
history mind has lost a little bit of luster, so I might have to do some research.
This is what our off season's for, though. We're gonna get right.
You'll get right. Oh, good pod, boys. Good
Very
pod.
fun.
Yeah. Thursday. Gonna figure it out, but we're probably gonna have a really awesome guest on it.
I'm thinking so.
Think he's gonna do it. We're gonna talk about an endurance race that I will, in my mind, be like, I can totally do this. I'm probably gonna do this, and then I'll get there and be like, I'm not gonna be ready for this, but I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Like, subscribe. Anything else, boys?
March 29th. We are back for the rib cook-off contest with Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply. So, yes, if you had a good time with our chili cook-off session, we are being brought back for a rib cook-off session. Apparently, from what I hear, it's actually way bigger than the chili. So, it's actually, boys, it's about to get real tasty, real smoky in there. So,
I'm gonna try to figure out a way to be there.
you're going to have to.
Gonna have
I'm
to
gonna
be.
figure out. I'm supposed to work that day, but I'm gonna figure out a way because I love ribs. I love ribs.
Sorry, I
so
can't
much.
make work because I got the meat sweats, baby.
That's right. About to call them up.
Hang up.
Pow. Like, subscribe everywhere at Chat Up Sports. I'm Chase Green, Malcolm Harris, Garrett Tolley, Joseph Guthrie. We out. Love you. Bye.